it's you. Come on in and join us.
Hey, y'all, we have a celebratory soap today from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat, meet the Whiff Pack. A cool group of folks hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, I wanted to show you the new brush that I got from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. You saw Marcus's blue one, but I actually got the amber aerolite. And from the website, not only is this brush a loose homage or reimagining to a mysterious brush from the past, it's also an homage to autumn itself. The festive flecks and tones of amber in the handle truly do seem like a celebration of the harvest season come to life.
Y'all and my fellow Jurassic Park fans will really appreciate a brush with some serious amber color on one, and it looks like autumn itself. I love that. Being a pretty popular season in the shaving world, I love that we've got an amber brush. And what's our soap today?
Our soap today is red champagne, and it's fitting because today is actually New Year's Day, so we can have a little drink with you.
Yeah, we have not had a drink in a very long time, so this actually might be a very welcome addition to our cabinet today. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, so from the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
Champagne Red, another lost classic. Originally, about 8 years back, we created the New Year's Sisters, Red and Blonde. Two very different, yet complementing scents for the new year to come. Both scents were considered epic in their own rights, but Red just had something else too. So much so, an old friend of mine asked if he could carry it exclusively at his shop in Aussieland and sell it all year long under a different name. Being a good bud, how could I say no? So for years, many in the USA only heard of this mysterious redhead. Granted, there were rumors she was going under a different name at the time, but connecting with her might be pricey, being that it was only available in the dreaming. Well, folks, once again, being her 10th birthday, we thought we'd do something memorable and bring her back once again. Champagne Red is back in town, fellas.
Champagne is the perfect gift for a 10-year-old. All right, y'all, I'll get the ice and the hi-hat. You get the box! Now there were two that dropped you all, and as soon as we saw it, we hit purchase. Now, I don't know if we got hollow labels, but we should.
Oh, you're
Let's
right.
take a look. Oh, I bring you glad tidings of great joy. If you are one of the first 50 to purchase a set when it's released from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, you get a limited edition hollow label.
Yeah!
Look at that. Y'all, is that awesome?
That's funny. She's not red. She's actually green.
Right.
Well, maybe there's some red holly looking stuff.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
know.
We've got a couple of splashes in here, y'all. Let's see if I pick the right one first.
Yay.
Oh, there's the confetti. And there it is.
Hey, there we go.
I am ready for our midnight toast, y'all. Let's have a first. Y'all, the only current exclusive we know about that's not offered by PAA but is made by PAA is the King R Emporium line at Razor Emporium, and Matt Pasarsik's picture is on it. If there are any others currently going on out there, please let us know. Are you ready for your first impression?
I guess it's time to meet this redhead. Look at her.
She's like got a ray gun aimed at her. I
There's
wonder what
a
she
lot
did.
happening. Yeah. Okay, it does say limited edition. Hollow Label 2024.
Y'all, I'm so excited about this because I have no idea what it's supposed to smell like, except that perhaps maybe I have heard it doesn't exactly smell like champagne.
Oh, interesting.
So mysteries and wonders, y'all. All right,
I'm trying to think of the last time I've smelled champagne. It's been
Oh,
years.
I know.
So,
Yeah, probably a little too long.
Let's see. Okay. Normal color pour, though,
Okay,
for those
got
who
it.
like them cream. I am curious. Let's see.
Should old acquaintance be forgot? What are you getting?
I think so, but it is not what I expect. I don't know what I expected,
Yeah.
but it's fun. It's like it's a much lighter kind of scent. At first, I thought it was kind of like going into the champagne realmish. I was almost thinking like, is it like a rosé kind of thing? Like I was trying to put it in that lane, but then I think if I just go at it as just its own scent,
Right.
I can totally see why you'd want this all year round.
Nice.
Like I get why they wanted to build it that way for Aussieland.
So you've got hints of actual champagne going on.
I don't know. I almost want to say it's like a more of a an apple liqueur cider, like not too sweet, but there's something in it that makes me think of almost a fruit, almost a floral, but it's not gourmandy. There's things have happened to it, like almost like when we first smelled Lather Blaster or something like that. Like something has been taken inside out and re-put back together in a different way.
Nice. Can you tell what it is?
I'm trying. My nose just gets like a light, creamy color, like almost the color of champagne, but it's very subtle but charming. And it's a very comforting, fun person. Like you'd want to hang out with them.
Nice.
I really am trying to figure out what it is. There could be, I don't think there's any musk in here, but maybe like a benzoin or like a lighter wood. Like that's kind of the base here. Nothing that's dark though. I don't get many dark colors. I don't get many greens or tree kind of stuff, which we've had a lot for winter. And I don't get anything like that. I'm trying to decide if it could be a floral twist on something. But I think I still get more of a vibe than I do get like a masculine, feminine, any aftershave, like not a certain lane like that. I think it is more just a vibe. But I can see how you'd want to use this every day. Like you would want to like just pick one of the classic aftershave homages. I get why this could fit in that type of a scent. But I'm having a hard time pulling out scent notes. Whatever's in here, I think is kind of like inside out and backwards. So it's I know it, but not in this way. It has like a fun vibe to it. Like it reminds me of New Year's where you kind of want to look back on things. Like I'm almost getting a time warp if I went into a well-known theater or hotel that's been around forever. There just has like that charm and vibe and kind of scent to it, like just walking around the lobby or you can just feel like there's been energy, there's been fun stuff that's happened at this place. Like I don't feel like I need to be in my like flappers all flashy dressed up outfit.
Not that that would hurt.
No, but I do feel like it's kind of that fun little character is coming through somehow.
Well, I love that this looks back because y'all, the lyrics to Old Lang Syne, should old acquaintance be forgot. The whole idea of those lyrics. Think about the folks in your life who you have not thought about this year and bring them to mind. Bring them to heart. Don't forget the people in your life. I love that first night on planet Earth for me looks forward. That's a very non-gourmand, raspberry, fresh, bright New Year's, whole new year ahead of you smell. And I love that this one might be looking back as if it were an homage to the lyrics to Old Lang Syne.
I wouldn't say you're wrong. There's a fun, like kind of just timeless, encompassing kind of vibe. Like you want to bring whatever happened with you to the next year.
All right, y'all, I'm going to see if this might be some song lyrics incarnate because Douglas has done similar things before.
Let's see.
Here we go. Whoa. Whoa. My brain showed me a snowy meadow. So like the farewell to winter is in here because there are some winter florals for me hiding under the surface. And y'all, for me, the very first flowers that would push through the frost were daffodils. There is a tiny bit of a beautiful floral in here for me. Whoa. And then something beautiful, bright, creamy is kind of what meets you at the top. Something cottony almost.
Yeah. I think that was the color I was getting. Like, just that light, creamy, whitish.
Yes. It's not clean laundry musk. Get that out of your head. It's more like cotton somehow. Hold on. Sunlight, daffodils, cream, benzoin, joy, love. There's a lot that I smell in this. Wow. And I love that this is not a bossy scent.
No.
This is not going to enter the room before you. But what a beautiful best friend sense to sit on your shoulder. What a beautiful supporting character this is. Hold on. Whoa.
There's a fun, gentle side to it.
Right. And the way the florals and cream are turning cartwheels in here is amazing because as soon as my nose starts to nail down one of them, it shifts to the other. Wow. And there's beautiful streaks of sunlight coming through the top of all of this. Almost the hint of a eucalyptus leaf without the menthol part of it. Y'all? Yeah. Yes. Something a little bit eucalyptusy without having the cold menthol part of it, which is most of it.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that's where my brain was like, is that like a different type of an apple or powdery thing? Or like you said, cotton thing too. Like there's something just, it's different. It's fun because it is different. Even out of 400 and almost 50 soaps, it's still different.
This for me, it's ironic this soap just turned 10.
Yeah.
This is what I think a 10-year-old would assume champagne would taste like because this smells way better than champagne. You know when you smell champagne, it's got that dry quality to it where your nose just kind of goes a little bit at the end of that whiff. The opposite is happening here. There's like a candy land that opens up when your nose gets to that part.
It's like a raw sweetness, not honey, but
Right.
like something kind of like that.
But a hint of a white grape is still sitting under the surface of me. It's a hint at the champagne quality of this.
I believe you.
Wow. It almost takes that hint of what I'm perceiving as daffodil all the way to where it starts to get too sickeningly sweet, which daffodil can do. I know, I hate to speak ill at all of daffodil, but they can. They can get super sweet super quick. Could you imagine that this stays in the more dry, less sweet part of that daffodil sense, whatever florals are happening in here? Wow, y'all. Nothing close to what I thought this would smell like, but again, I am overjoyed to be wrong because this is so much better than what my imagination would have come up with. Are you ready to see how wrong we are when we look at the scent notes? All right, y'all. So I am not going to look at the list of scent notes. I want you to read them to me, and I'm going to either be surprised or not. So here we go.
Let's see. An invigorating blend of wild bergamot.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Bergamot, lovely, foundational for a lot of shapes.
Yeah, I think that's where my brain kind of got like a little apple, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gentle, freaky lime. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, ready? A Virginia tobacco flower. So maybe not daffodil, but it was a flower.
Shut up. Well, hold on. We don't have, I don't think, you can look at the thumbnails. I don't think we've had a tobacco flower soap yet, and we've been waiting to get tobacco flower for moon soaps. Maybe, I don't know, tobacco flower.
Intriguing.
Because neroli, the orange flower, doesn't smell much like orange.
Yeah.
Y'all, hold on. Oh.
Yeah?
Think what a tobacco flower would smell like?
Okay. Interesting. I could see, because there are some subtle spicy sides to this.
Yes.
Followed by an ensemble of, here we go, white rose.
Oh, I've never thought of red and white roses smelling different. I thought they were like Fruit Loops.
But I guess they really
I
don't.
guess yellow roses do smell different because I used to get them from my mom all the time.
Right. And my mom has different plants of each, too. I guess they really are.
They do. I never thought of that. White rose. There we go. And then
Lily of the Valley.
Oh, we just shot Cathedral, and that had a beautiful Lily of the Valley. Now, it must be hiding a bit in here.
It's a little more tame.
Because it's not as present, but I love how that might be part of the creamy sense that I'm getting.
Yeah, and that was the color I was getting, is more that white, light tan kind of creamy color.
Those small white flowers, y'all, miracles and wonders.
I think these next two are best friends.
Okay.
White musk and sandalwood. One makes the other creamier, the other one makes it more powderier. Is that a word? I don't know.
Y'all, if you ever went to the mall in the 80s or 90s, and out in front of one of those stores, they have those little tinctures, and you could smell the different oils. White musk was always empty because it was such a beautiful, mysterious scent that had kind of just come to light and come into its own in the 80s. Okay. I get that in here, and that's what's causing that effervescence, right?
I think that's why it was taking me to like a theater lobby or something.
Right.
Like there's something in that was coming through.
Right. And what was the other thing? It was white musk and
sandalwood. That's the creamier.
I love it when I taste a food and I'm like, what is this? And my mom's like, okay, get ready. It's grape jelly and chili sauce. That's it. You put meatballs in it. Unreal. I love it when you get two set notes where you're like, how in the world are those going to click together? And then the click is so loud, it's deafening. That is what happened here because that sandalwood white musk is amazing. And the creaminess, the rest of it's coming from the sandalwood.
But we're not done yet. Rock rose.
I've heard of Rock Ridge. The railroad's going through it. But what? Okay, Rock Rose.
Oh.
Honey and amber. Boy, are you good.
It was in there.
Love
Warm,
it.
musky, slightly sweet. All the things we were kind of saying, we just didn't know.
Y'all, this is a great character that's happening in here because this describes a lot of those undercurrents. Beautiful leather even. Hints of leather with labdanum.
And then, earthy floral aroma with a slightly animalic quality. Intriguing. Okay.
Civet. Anything else?
Yeah, we got two more.
Two more? Two more? What do you got?
Patchouli and tobacco absolute.
Y'all.
Right?
I'm shook. Y'all, you've got your tobacco flower. That's there. But the part of the tobacco that's left is for me as if you could take that cured tobacco leaf and candy it. Yeah. There is something about that going on in here, almost like a brown sugary tobacco smell. And it's subtle. So I'm getting the tobacco flower huge. I'm getting the tobacco leaf not huge, just very subtle in the background. Do you smell the tobacco?
Yeah. But it's different. It's not, it's like the tobacco has been stripped, where normally the tobacco has a lot more of the spice part for me that's coming through.
Absolutely.
Here, it's almost like the prettier side, the more tame side, maybe.
And that patchouli is present, but it's like a white patchouli. It's nothing dank. It's nothing San Francisco State 1995. Trust me on that. But the squinchiest part of the patchouli has been turned down almost all the way and then put in here. So it's literally one of those things that Douglas talks about. You'd never know it was there, but if it wasn't, boy, could you tell. Can you smell the patchouli in there?
Let's see. I'm curious now.
Like, I get it a lot now that you mention it.
It's in the base for me, but it's so well hidden until I read it, I wouldn't have known. Now that I've read it, it adds a little bit more of that masculine side for me.
And y'all, if you've never seen a lather built with a PAA soap, stay tuned, because we got mysteries, wonders, and a splash on top. You know, like 2/3 of the way through the whip, I still do get a sense of champagne. I don't want to shy away from that. I don't think it's just power suggestion.
No, I mean, obviously it's in the name for a reason, but it is more that if you look at the champagne aisle, like there's the dry ones you can get, or the other. This does have that oddly fun dry side coming through.
Now, when in doubt, add water. We're going to add it all here at the beginning. At least we're going to aim to. We're going to wet the soap there on top, just so there's enough water to get these bristles a little bit wet. And would you like to do the honors here in your beautiful KUN bowl with your new finished brush? So, y'all, we're going to go forwards. We're going to go backwards. We're going to push down a little backbone to start to get the soap loaded onto the bristles of the brush. But then we're going to rotate the brush. Spin it in your hand, 25%. It's going to bring those bristles from the edges back into play, and it's going to line them up in a different way for the bristles that already have some soap on one side of them. And then, why not? Spin the brush again. Push down a little bit so the backbone can show you what it knows. And just about the time, there's only about 10% of this beautiful vegan formula left in the bowl. Now, go down to your water and wet your bristles. You are now locked and loaded for the best face lather of your life, leg lather the world has ever seen, or an awesome bowl lather, y'all.
I do have to say this brush has a nice, good backbone. So if you're someone that likes it to have a little more oomph when you press, it responds, you'll get that with this one.
Soft bristles, but a super strong backbone. I love that.
Going from the bigger bubbles, trying to get down to those little itty-bitty guys. We're getting there, Elaine.
Slowly turn it into yogurt. I love the sound that the PAA lather makes. It's unique.
It does. They do. Some of them really do have their own.
It does. It is like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
At first, I thought it was more the bowl or the brush that made it, but I think the base really does.
It has the sound to me of traipsing through snow in New York City. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Alrighty, see how this lather looks, y'all. I think we're getting somewhere.
Speaking of new fallen snow, are you serious right now? Look at that. And y'all, we do love watching our I'd Lather Be shaving videos when they lather the face and shave them smooth. And we don't do shaving here on the Barbershop Duet, but we will show you what happens when this Phoenix lather hits a moneymaker. Are you kidding me with this?
There you go.
It just feels like a pillow. Dry face and yet gorgeous coverage, and enough for 3 of your best friends.
I really get, it's fun. These florals are so different. Like I really can get it more here somehow. And that honey kind of vibe, musky thing.
It's like you turned a daffodil down, added honey, and that's tobacco flower.
There you go.
Wow. And I think it's time for the splash. There.
Better.
All right, y'all. It is time. I'm so excited about this.
Oh, speaking of champagne, we got our new little stopper. We got to get out of
You're right.
here.
The new orifice. All right, here we go, y'all. Let me get my fingernail under it, and you will hear this beautiful champagne open. I feel like I need to wrap a towel around it.
Right?
Get some ice.
It's going to pump all over.
Okay, here we go. There we go. You gotta love that. All right.
Let me put my sleeves up here.
When your bottle is new, you gotta give it a few extra shakes to get the juice out.
Yeah, get it going in the right direction here, people.
But once they're halfway empty, like my cold spices, boy, they come roaring out. Oh,
now we got more boozy, right?
Whoa, this is even reminiscent of some very cool colognes I remember from the 60s and 70s.
Oh, she woke up too. Does it smell good?
Wow, almost like deconstructed some of those old Avon colognes and things. This is awesome.
That changed a little bit more. Like the whole top of this just woke up.
Whoa.
It's not vanilla at all.
No,
but there's
no.
something in the middle.
But I know what you
that
mean.
sweetened up
Yep.
even more. And I don't know if it was out of the one we read or if there's more the tobacco flower. Something in here was like, oh, hello, oh, the rock rose. That's what it was.
I think that's mixing with the tobacco flower to kind of give you that sense, don't you
Right?
think?
Like almost like a honey, but it's made of something else. Like there's
Wow.
just something different that's super fun. And I do get, like if I could look back into those old pictures, we sometimes put our YouTube on that plays music in the background and it shows like an old image of a holiday party or a New Year's party. And I feel like we just jumped in to one of those.
Right. And this gets way more complex in the splash. That three-dimensional sense. All kinds of nooks and crannies to discover here.
There's almost like an amber-ish kind of blood orangey thing happening.
Right.
Like I know it listed bergamot, but there's something else that was in there.
Something's still kind of building a white grape sense for me that ties back in with the champagne-ness of it. What do you think is the red part?
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Yeah, now I want to know what the blonde smells like.
Don't we all?
So earlier when we said that this was kind of like a throwback
Yeah.
instead of just a jumping forward for the new
Right.
year, like I really get that more in the splash too.
A tie-in to Greenwich Envy for me in the juice. Are you smelling that too? Something in the comforting nature of Greenwich Envy.
Interesting.
And yet, how it smells like money. There is something about this that smells expensive.
Like my brain wants to say that this is a feminine scent. But then as I keep diving, like now that I've got the splash, as it's drying down, but then there's something at the back that I'm like, no, I think it is more of just that different era.
Right.
Time, like coming through that time where the masculine feminine was a different vibe.
Yep.
Like that's somehow coming through.
And my brain just showed me only a friendlier type of soul would be drawn to this kind of scent. I know it's a little bit stereotypical, but certain types in the corporate world would wear certain types of cologne. Other types of people would wear different types of cologne. It was almost like having a soundtrack. So I kind of came to be able to judge people loosely
Right.
by how they smelled. And if somebody came up to me with something like this, they were always a kinder soul in a more broken in suit with maybe some leather patches on the sleeves, and they'd wink at you from time to time. It was those kind of
Right.
guys that would wear this. People with one foot on the ground, but a little bit of their head in the clouds, even in
Yeah.
the corporate world. And I think some of the best people are like that.
I'm with you. It's funny. If you imagine yourself in Australia, walking down the aisles, smelling shave soaps,
On the
as you
right-hand
do.
side, right.
Yeah. And as you take a whiff, what would you think the label of that one is? Because
Oh.
I'm so curious. Obviously, we're getting it as red champagne, but what would you call it if
You
it
know,
wasn't?
for the how it's shaved section, I'm going to do a little homework and figure out what the original name and label was when it went to Australia. I'm assuming that's what he meant by Aussieland, right?
For us, it's in a New Year's bubble.
Right.
Like, I really am here smelling it. But if it was any other day of the year and you got a whiff of this for the first time,
Right.
you know?
I would love to be standing next to somebody who is very used to the creams and things that are available at the Walgreens, who gets their first whiff of a PAA soap like I did for our very first episode with Good Vibrations. Y'all, my head exploded. We went from one episode a week to 6. I was like, there is something about this world that is different and not just better, but what it should have been from the first place. Mint? Are you getting a hint of peppermint in this?
Oh,
Take a tiny
earlier you
moment.
said like a eucalyptus
I know.
thing.
I retract my former statement.
I think it's just adding like the chill factor, like you
Right.
put your champagne on ice. I think
Right.
it's just adding a little bit of that, but
We did have an artisan Trojan horse eucalyptus on us the other day. It was in the scent description. It was broadleaf peppermint. And we were like, oh, broadleaf peppermint. That's good. It's just eucalyptus. It's a fancy name.
there's one time of year where they take an old subway train in New York and it's like from the 50s or something.
Yeah.
And everyone comes dolled up from head to toe in clothes from the 50s. And I feel like if I could jump on that subway train, this is what it would smell like.
Right. Right. And going back to something you said at the very beginning, I love that this does not look forward. That's what First Night on Planet Earth is for. This looks backward. This is a nostalgic look at everything New Year's is and how we do put a bookmark in that particular moment in time, and it separates our lives into before and after. This looks back on those old friends and those old experiences that we want to carry with us in our memories and our hearts into the next year. And boy, is that crazy that that's what this smells like to
It
me.
really does. Like, but that's why I'm curious what the other one was called if I don't know how to swap it.
Right? Because this does smell like the lyrics of Old Lang Syne. So it's pretty easy, y'all. Just be Treb Heining, standing on top of the Marriott Marquis in Times Square on New Year's Eve. Because he's the one in charge of distributing the confetti. And at 30 seconds to midnight, he's gonna yell, "Go, go, go," into his walkie-talkie and start grabbing handfuls, armloads of confetti and throwing it over his shoulders into Times Square. And at that magic moment, they're gonna capture him just looking up into the confetti with tears rolling down his face. And he's gonna say, "I do this to bring one moment of magic into people's lives." And we feel it, and he gets his own. So head over to their website at phoenixartisanaccoutrements.com, or even better, do it by way of the link in the description. It's an affiliate link, which lets them know that we sent you, and it gives us back a small percentage of the sale, which we'll probably spend on soap so we can make more episodes. It's at no cost to you, and we would be grateful. All right, my current working theory is that this was a soap called Kiss, Kiss, and it had kind of a half-toned comic pink label. Help me out here. DE Razor Shaving. Come on, somebody's got to know this. Yo, what a delightful surprise this scent was in just the discovery of the tobacco flower. And I think this is a rather close beloved cousin to Greenwich Envy. Put it in the comments. Y'all, I adore this scent, and I had a great shave with it. One of the best lathers in the business, and a base that knows how to hold a scent and keep all of its characteristics. PAA, thank you for this, and we'll be back for some Douglas fir.
Welcome to Messages!
Y'all, we have a very exciting messages to share today because what you are seeing on the screen is Sarah and I making the very first purchase at the newly live Adopted Acres website. And our giveaway for the month of January is going to be your choice of any of the soaps offered. Today there are 2, but there will be lots more, and take it from us, they are amazing. You might even want to pick up our collab. And all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send an email here to We Sent You at the Barbershop Duet so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first February episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck!
Y'all, I don't say this very often, but I'm thrilled with this soap. I had expectations, maybe here, not the biggest champagne fan in the world.
Yeah.
This has so many mysteries and wonders hiding under the surface. I am so grateful to have this because I'm only beginning to discover what it's got to share.
It's fun because we don't really have drinks in the house, but I feel like if we wanted to celebrate something, this would be a totally cool one to come and take a whiff of, you know?
Not?
It just has that fun, festive, magical, kind of a whimsical throwback, kind of just the good moments in life.
And you are right. The floral in this is so magical. This might be my favorite floral that we've ever covered on this show. And I know we've done some amazing ones. Douglas and Fran, thank you for the continuous line of amazing bangers that you have presented us in the year 2024. And if that advent calendar is any indication of the adventures to come, we are on board and strapped in. Thank you for the work you do at PAA. It really matters to us.
I'm so glad this is the first one we got to open for 2025. We have Douglas fir waiting, and I'm sure there are tons more.
Woo! Mysteries and wonders, y'all, and we are so grateful that you are here.
So don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
Your chair's always open, and you'll smell better just watching this.